all of that, and they're all doing very different things narratively as well. So it's up to you to convey these things in interesting ways. So yeah.
So that was a comic book that influenced me. Where did this kind of all begin for you? When was that moment of you picked up a comic book and you was like, I want this to be my life?
I don't know, because I had kind of like tough stuff growing up as well. So there's a lot of stuff I don't really remember. So I always feel like I let people down sometimes when they ask these questions, because I can't really. There's a lot of kind of like gaps in the memory for some of that stuff. But like my father liked comics when he was younger. He definitely would have gotten me into that. A script that says John Kent arrives at the prison, and he's confronted by, and in large letters, like, the Ultra Humanite, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Well, apparently it's just it's a huge monkey. But I like when you see these things, like, I don't know who these characters are. And briefly you can still be struck by just the sheer like the magnificence of just comics.
But I guess by that you can bring something new to the table. And it sounds to me like you're the perfect person to write this new story of John Kent.
The interesting thing about it is, I would agree that if you have no prior preconceptions, say, of characters, you tend to be a little bit more kind of like fluid with
flexible
things. Yeah, absolutely. But that also sometimes doesn't help if you are confronted with a character that like you inherently don't understand what way do they carry themselves. Like, for example,
well, it could be dangerous for Superman because there's a huge fan base out there.
But again, you might not. It might not read properly if people have a sense of these characters, and particularly if they're fans. If somebody draws them behaving in the wrong way, like, I mean, think about it this way, in terms of body language, and I keep saying acting, but like Wolverine has a different attitude than Spider-Man. If you see Wolverine contorting into the kind of shape Spider-Man is normally in, that is fundamentally wrong. I know that's a really kind of clear example.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, Batman broods, Nightwing doesn't. And if you have them in a panel together, or even like Commissioner Gordon is, they behave differently. You have to understand them. So the only time it's ever potentially problematic is sometimes if somebody drops a well-known character that I just don't know, there is always the risk that I might not convey them properly, and people may not like your take on a character, and it just comes down to the fact that I don't know anything about this character, and like I can't know them all.
No, of course.
But yeah, no, that's like, that does happen. But I do think I also go into an awful lot of these things without any real kind of... these are not... Like, it would be different if I was doing Marvel stuff, yeah, because I grew up with all of those, but like...